everyone. It's me, Anaga from IEEE PIE team with yet another episode of Voiceit. PIE is a special interest group of IEEE which promotes innovation and entrepreneurship. Today, we have here with us Mr. Rohith S for the interview session. He is the co-founder of JPnMe. So let's hear more from him. Welcome, sir.
Yeah, hi.
So let's move on to the question answer session.
Mm-hmm.
My first question to you is redefining schools, rethinking education, recreating future. What made you think about this different type of learning?
Okay, so basically what we have to do, or when we initially thought about, getting together and forming a startup which was in edtech, most of us would have felt this at one point or another. I think seriously you, Anaka, right, you would have even felt it by yourself that how we learn is not actually what most of us want. Like for example, let's say you might have had classmates with you in your school who are not so good in science or maybe not that good in math, but they have certain other interests, or students who have multiple interests, more than one. But what happens to them in the old education system that we had is that it was basically a rat race. So everybody was measured on the same level. Students with multiple skills, or students who are not that good in a certain subject that we expect them, they didn't get that kind of a platform where they could venture out and see what they can do. And even when we think about the career options that we normally discuss about in our own families, the common thing that always comes up is engineering or being a doctor. We all know that. We have been hearing that for so long. So the main reason for this kind of a gap in between what students have and what we have to offer is because of a lack of understanding of what they truly have or what other options are there. So to get to that point, we understand that the first step is to reimagine the way we educate our students and recreate what school is all about. So school is all about your personal growth, where you grow holistically, not just improve in science or math. So a very fundamental part of that is to understand who you are as a student. What are your skill set? What are where you're weak, or which and all area you can improve on, and all those stuff. And along with that, one other thing that we are trying to implement, or we are actually doing, is we're doing mental health monitoring and intervention. So what we understand is in tier one and tier two cities, there are a lot of students who go through mental depression or some kind of isolation related issues during the school days because of how their parents are working and all. And along with this, when the teachers in school put on pressure on them, they go into certain kind of mental issues. Not like I won't be saying mental issues, they're like some kind of deformities happen to their way of thinking. So what we're trying to do is do an early detection, give them remedies for this, along with helping them understand who they are better, and also making the school and teachers understand the true potential of the students. Along with that, we're also giving them ventures to grow and take their interest further on, to grow it in a much better way. So we are an ERP solution integrated with AI and ML, which does all this kind of analysis for the students.
Something on
Basically,
that?
that's what we were trying to do when we said recreating education, rethinking, and all that. What we wanted to do was stand out of the current system, look at it, and then understand what are the lacking, then come back and redo all the things in a better way. That's what we wanted to do, and that's what we are doing right now.
Okay, wow, that was something out of box, sir.
Yeah.
So my next question to you is, from an engineer to a CMO, how did you find your passion for marketing?
It just happened to me at a certain point in my life, and then when I was in college, I got a lot of opportunity to go above and beyond what engineering was. So I got the opportunity to be part of certain clubs in my college, and then got to explore a lot about myself over there. So I understood that being an engineer was one of the first steps. So I actually had an interest in doing things of my own, and marketing just happened as a natural next step in that process for me, because I always found it really intriguing. It always intrigued me about how we can bring people to a product and how we put it forward for the consumer to use it. So marketing was an obvious choice for me, I'd say. But then again, I found out that I had the thing to do more than what an engineer is. So I understood that I can't just be an engineer because that was not my cup of tea. Not exactly.
Yes, I think that is quite relatable to most of the engineering students like us.
Exactly. Yeah, true. That's true. Even it said like engineers can be anything, like ranging from film directors to farmers and to, everywhere we had that versatility. And then our college is also really good. I think you're from CET, I am from CET. So our college gave us a great foundation where we could, build upon our passion and then explore it a lot. So that did help a lot. College was one big factor in, wherein I got a chance to explore myself.
Okay, sir, thank you. So my next question is, we all have heard that health isn't it just about what we eat. It's about what we think and how we feel. So what do you think about the relevance of mental health in this present scenario?
It's really important, and I can't stress enough on that factor. Like as recent as 2 weeks ago, I think I had seen a paper of my friend just pinged me saying that 66 students committed suicide in Kerala alone during this lockdown duration. So it's a really important thing that I cannot stress enough on because people normally, whenever we talk about mental health or mental well-being, normal people like even in our state, they straight away take it up and think like us. They straight away say my kid is not mentally retarded. So we are not talking about mental retardation or something like that. It's not about that. Mental health is just as important as physical health. Like, when you say you have a fever, it's a fever and it's not a cancer or something. Just like that, there are small things like mind is same as, as important as the body. So students, as from the standpoint of students, it's really important that they have a healthy mind and mental health because they have to be strong, from inside to grow up and to be a better human. They have to be able to think in a healthy way. Along with that, they have to understand what they need and what's the right course of action. So and especially nowadays, students are being put to a lot of pressure from the school, from this curriculum that they're doing. But I think the new education policy that came out recently did really is a good step in the right direction that we've been discussing a lot within our circles. So it does promote students to go multidisciplinary. It's really good step in the right direction. Now that's a good thing. But apart from that, normally whenever we consider student life, it's always filled with pressure, a lot of pressure and a lot of mental like stress do build up. So it's really important to emphasize on the mental well-being factor within our student community as well as our grown up. It's really important, and we all know about depression related suicides and all those we've been discussing about a lot, from Chester Bennington to Sushant Singh. So there are a lot of things that happen when people go through depression, and it's really important to emphasize on mental health, especially during this course of time and the situation that we're going through.
Yes, sir, yes, it's true. So my next question to you is, learning disability is often neglected in India. How will this AI-based approach benefit children?
Okay, so first thing is that a lot of people, even my parents, or I can bet that most of the parents out there, they are not so familiar with the term of called learning disability. It's like either your kid does not love learning or he likes learning. There's something in between where the kid is unable to process it. That's what learning disability is all about. So the most easy way for you to understand that is when you find your kid lacking in studies, it should take to a counselor or a person who's specialized in mind. And then they will be able to understand what is happening. But this seldom happens in our society, because whenever we talk about going to a doctor of mind and body, people normally stay back. They say it's like my son will is not mad or something like that. It's not like that entirely. So what we are doing with our system is we do analysis based on multiple feedbacks and situational questions, and we take on data from day to day, like homeworks, classwork, academics, attendance, peer behavior, social behavior. So there are a lot of tests and analysis being carried out on the application itself, and from all this, we have a team of in-house psychologists and child behavior specialists who prepare these questions, to analyze these questions, and these questions are being analyzed, and then it's trained by a system. We train a system to analyze this. That's where the ML part comes in, and AI is, as is complementing to the ML part. So in this due process, what happens is we're getting a big data, and then the way so we are able to analyze this kind of a learning disability early on in students before it progresses to a level where it's really bad for them, and where it is where you really need some kind of professional intervention. So we do early intervention. That's what we are doing, and the AI system allows us to give better reliable data, more accuracy on the results that we are predicting, and also we do provide remedies. So when we go into this area of learning disabilities, there are different combinations that happens, not just one disease or one condition. So we need to identify what is exactly happening. And apart from just learning disabilities, there is attention disorders and minor forms of this which needs attention and specialized kind of test setups, which are all being done by us. So AI is like you know a sensible step in this process where it's there are a lot of data coming in. So it is a sensible step in providing reliable data to parents, especially when it comes to students and children. They need reliable data rather than we can't just through and expect it to be a bullseye. We need precision. So that is something that we are doing through AI and ML.
Yes, sir, it's great. It's really inspiring. I think I was what to do. I was like hearing to all that kind of tech things. Like I'm not so interested in tech, but when I heard about this from you, I think it was like wow and all.
Cool.
Okay, sir. So my next question is, as Richard Branson said, a big business starts small. Now your dreams have been set and accepted by many. So have you thought about scaling up this to a greater height?
Absolutely, absolutely. We have been and we are in the process of doing investment. We are in talk with investors. We have got with good grades. We've been getting good recommendations and feedbacks from our clients. And as much as it is important that when you grow, you have to realize that you have to keep on modifying, keep on evolving. So it's a continuous process. It's never like, well, I'm here now, I can take rest. So you have to continuously understand the requirement of the market and what you have to do. So scaling up is like an inevitable part if you want to grow a business. So we started with 3 people, and now we are a team of 15, and we are going on hiring. We have started a new cycle of recruitment. We have a separate business development team which came in the last 1 month, and we are in like like last couple of stages of invest. We are doing a funding cycle is happening, like it's series A, pre-series A round, because we haven't done any investment as of now. It's entirely been bootstrapped, and we do have early paying clients, and our early traction was pretty good. So we have paying clients. So that's how we've been doing the business till now. But now we need to scale up because we're getting a lot more clients, and we need to expand infrastructure server wise and all, because there are a lot of data coming in. So like that, we are doing scaling up through investment and through expanded sales network.
Okay, sir, that's great. I'm sure that your project made impossible to possible. Can you share some satisfied stories of your customers?
Absolutely. So in the early on, we had just one client, and they had difficulties. They just trusted us to deliver, and we went ahead with them. And then the next year on, they had an increased admission rate in that school. So the school reputation itself came, it became better. And especially with this lockdown scenario that's happening right now, we are in discussion with various schools on how we can implement our system. And some of them are really like, we have schools which come back to us and say that the solution that we are providing for them makes a lot of sense, especially when teachers are not there directly interacting with the students. Our system helps the teachers to understand how well the students are, or where they are lacking, or which all skills they need to improve on. Because when you have a face-to-face interaction, you get certain kind of information. But still, when a class is like a class strength to 60:1, the teacher will find difficulty even in a real class environment, where again this app comes in handy. But especially given the current situation where the teacher is not at all seeing the student, well, this app has definitely defined on how to, do such kind of a virtual class, but still get the information and relevant knowledge of students. So yeah, we do have really satisfied clients, and along the way we did get a recommendation or a feedback, and that is something like when we go to government schools or aided schools, most of the teachers are above 45 age, so there's adaptability issue for them when it comes to application. When we say you have to do this, that, and all, they find it difficult. It's not easy for them to pick up as and as easy as young teaching faculty. You would probably be knowing, if you have a parent, they'd probably be asking you, how should I attach a picture on my WhatsApp message? So it's pretty much like that. So we had to develop our product in a way in which all teaching um, faculties could easily use it. So adaptability was one thing that we worked on a lot, and now we are finding it that teachers with much older background are able to use the app without any difficulty. So yeah, that's one thing. Those are all satisfactions that we are getting as developers of this product. So yeah,
Yes, sir. We are so happy to hear that.
absolutely.
So that's the end of this conversation.
Sure.
Thank you so much, sir, for spending your valuable time with us. On behalf of IEEE PIE team and on my behalf, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to you, sir. Thank you, sir, and all the best for your future.
Sure. Take care. All the best to your future. And yeah, I hope everything just settles down, this COVID situation, and we can all get back to our colleges and schools and all.
Yes. So that's all for today. It's me, Anaga, signing off.